Hi, I'm Mike Pachelli, here in my studio in Nashville, Tennessee, and today I'm going to talk about the Big Bloom Overdrive pedal. It's a tone monster, hand-built in the United States, and available at amplifiednation.com. Now first I'd like to tell you that I'm using two low-power amps, a Jordan Entertainer solid state and a Fender Princeton Reverb, both made in the middle 60s. And the tone I have right here with no pedal is... All right, so first I'd like to turn the pedal on, and you know, most pedals are kind of a clone or similar to a tube screamer, but the Big Bloom has its own personality. So first I'd like to find kind of where's the neutral setting, and it's pretty much at around 11 o'clock. If everything is at 11 o'clock, the drive, the accent, the tone, and the volume, you get it to sound like this. Now you can hear it just breaks up just a little bit, so if I raise my guitar up, like from 7 to 8, I get a natural little presence. If I bring the guitar up a little further, it's very touch sensitive. So if I play lighter, just like a boutique amp. Now if I take the drive to about 2 o'clock, pedal starts coming alive. Remember, those are with two low-powered amplifiers, and again, we started with this. And now I've got this. Now let me take the tone up to about 3 o'clock, and this is where a comparison with a boutique amp would definitely come in. So if you dig in lightly, and if you play hard, now the Big Bloom has been compared to some $30,000 amplifiers, not by the manufacturer, but you can see what they mean. When you start moving the accent tone to about 3 o'clock, it becomes extremely touch sensitive. And all the harmonics start working. Now let's go down to the bridge pickup. Lots of tone. Now here's some interesting and useful tones I found with the Big Bloom Overdrive. I've got a Telecaster now, which has pickups that are not as hot as the Gibson 335s. Here's the sound just through the amp. Now I'll put the Big Bloom in at the 11 o'clock neutral position. Now what I find really cool too is if I just keep that same setting, but move the rock switch to jazz and go to my neck pickup, I get a cool fusion sound. Now let's see how she works with some other guitars. All right, now I've got a Buscarino Stratocaster plugged into a old 60s Vox amplifier back there in my amp room. And without the Big Bloom, it has a great tone, very typical sound. Okay, well, I got the Big Bloom in the jazz setting, drive at 11, accent and tone at 9, and the volume at 12. And they get a more modern take on this Stratocaster tone. And if I switch it to the rock setting, you even get a little more balls. Yeah. And lastly, I've got a Les Paul going through a Marshall JTM 45 back there in the amp room. And this is one of my favorite tones for just chords and power. I got the JTM cranked. Sounds like this. It's a great tone. Now if you take the Big Bloom, I've got everything just about at 9 o'clock on the Big Bloom. It'll take the JTM to another place. You can check it out on amplifiednation.com. It's the Big Bloom Overdrive, tons of tone, hand-built in the USA, and I highly recommend it.